Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie, president of Advantage Retirement Group.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. This is Alfie, Southwest Florida certified financial planner professional. You are listening to Saving the Investor Radio. And I, of course, have John Antonucci. That's Pastor John that most people know him as. And we're going to have a great show today. We have so many things that happened this past week, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I want to welcome John to the show.
Yeah, great to be here. Good morning, Southwest Florida. You know, Alfie and his team are dedicated to helping investors just like you, and today is no exception. On today's show, we're going to discuss balancing retirement savings while supporting adult children, critical dilemma facing many retirees, strategies for managing investment risks in a dynamic market environment, practical tips for optimizing your retirement savings plan. We're going to talk about the market update in just a minute. And stay tuned because the second half of our show is going to be very interesting. Jeff Lavender, our good friend and founder of Travel Concierge, will join us to share some insights on travel planning and tips for optimizing your vacation budget in retirement. So you want to stick around. You don't want to miss any part of our today's show. And as always, you know, Alfie's book was in high demand last week. And due to popular demand, Alfie is offering it again. A complimentary copy of his book awaits you to claim his brand new book, Making Waves in Retirement. Just pick up the phone and either call the operator or text the word book, B-O-O-K, to 239-747-1077. Don't hesitate. Get out your smart device right now. Text the word book to 239-747-1077. Alfie's book is your guide to a fulfilling retirement. You don't want to miss out on the valuable insights, including many stories about investors he has helped save over the years. And Alfie, what an incredible week. Not since 1981, when President Reagan was shot, did we ever think we'd see this again. But what a miracle.
This is truly a miracle. And John, as you know, as many people know, you're a pastor and your faith is at the very, very top. But if people that don't have faith and they saw what happened, they have to know there is a God, because what happened with President Trump was it was a truly a miracle. That we're not talking about a funeral, you know, instead of this Republican National Convention that we have. But when I saw this, you're the one that texted me, and I was leaving my sister's birthday party for her grandkids, and it just made me sick, brought me to tears, and I just can't fathom someone doing that to anybody, much less a guy, probably the next president of the United States. So hopefully, when I will say this, when I think many of us, when they saw President Trump come to the first day of the convention, he had a different look on his face. It was more of a humble look, and I think Congressman Byron Donald said it the best. He had a seat right next to him. He was saying that, when your life is almost taken, it's like a second chance. It almost looks like. So what's your thought on it?
Yeah, I mean, I had just sat down and turned the TV on, and it just happened right in front of me live. And the more I think about it, when no doubt in my mind, an angel turned his head because, at that range, 130 yards, a bullet travels 3,000 feet per second. In other words, his head would have to turn at the very moment the trigger is pulled. And I mean, that is a miraculous thing to take place. And our condolences go out to the family member of that firefighter that lost his life.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Those that were injured in it. But definitely a miracle, which we're going to see what's going to take place. But like you said, you believe he's going to be the next president, and a lot of people are rallying around him at this moment.
I believe so. So that was the week, and I want to really talk about the market since really this second quarter. It's been unbelievable. We've had the momentum of this election. Usually the election time brings a lot of volatility. We had some volatility this week, but overall the market has been momentumly on the up, not down. It's been on the up. And if you really look at Vegas odds and Wall Street, they are betting that it's going to be a Trump presidency. And so they're looking at Well, if that happens, we could have even less taxes. We could have another tax cut. We could have, the one that is already in existence will most likely stay. It's not going to go back to the other one with higher rates. So, and it's going to be more pro business, less regulations. So markets do like that. There was a little bit hiccup on Thursday regarding, or Wednesday, I should say, regarding Taiwan. Like, they're going to have to protect themselves. I just don't think China is going to, invade a country when Trump's the president. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, well, what do you see as far as, some money was coming out of NASDAQ going into the Dow this week? I mean, tech stocks dropping down a little bit, like NVIDIA. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Why are people moving out of that? Because that seems to be the rocket sector right now.
It is. And Magnificent Seven, but you have NVIDIA, a lot of these semiconductors, they took a big hit. Now, remember, they're up 100%. They're up, something, NVIDIA was up 300%. They're up so much. So if they go down 6%, that is not it looks drastic, but it's not.
Could be just people taking gains out.
Or, could be people taking gains out. It could be, if interest rates do start to come down, they're looking at a rate cut in September. If that happens, then the small caps, that's what they're saying, the next increase for the market, they feel, is going to be small caps. These are your smaller companies that tend to do better with lower interest rates because the cost of doing business is cheaper to borrow money at a lower rate, and that will, really put some money in small caps. Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts as far as third quarter? I mean, is that typically a flat type quarter? Or third quarter is something that's a little bit of a lull in the summertime.
Summertime, I'm not a big fan of the third quarter because usually that September is a time people are just get back from traveling, or they're going to go do their last vacation. And when that happens, it does. If you look at the history, the summer is not the best time for the market. Now, the last quarter is typically when they make some good gains. But so we could have volatility, and we could have some downturn if history always repeats itself. And it's mostly people are taking their money out, putting it on the sideline, protecting their money while they go on vacation. So typically third quarter is not the best. The fourth quarter will, most of the time, is better.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with a certified financial planner professional like Alfie Townsend, who has 40 years experience in this industry, and he's a fiduciary, which means his responsibility is towards you. He doesn't market time, stock pick, or track record invest. He puts you in a position where you can maximize the opportunities. And really, he's put together a free toolkit that will help transform your worries of retirement into confidence. So if economic uncertainties have put your financial decisions on hold, maybe you're on the sidelines of the market and you're waiting to get in, you can't time the market in or out because you'd have to be right twice. You can't do that. But Alfie has put together a toolkit that will really give you confidence. And there's a wide range of materials in there, such as, will your money last as long as you do? Are you paying too much in taxes in retirement? The Social Security's Decisions Guide. Will a recession or inflation rob your retirement? You really need to get a hold of this free toolkit, and you can get it today absolutely free. Either call the operator or text the word KIT, K-I-T, to 239-747-1077. Again, text the word KIT, K-I-T, to 239-747-1077. It'll take you to a landing page, and you can download a lot of that great information that will help get you to and through retirement. It's time for a worry-free retirement. Get Alfie's toolkit today. Simply text the word KIT, K-I-T, to 239-747-1077.
Thank you, John. And so Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman, our Fed chairman, will, and Trump did say he would most likely keep him on for his term. Jerome Powell, market sort of likes that. We're looking at like one rate cut. That's it, one rate cut, and it could be November or December. They were talking September. I was hearing that word September, but now they're talking maybe November, December, and they're going to be watching the messaging that comes out of the Fed's meeting, the next meeting. So the next one is at the end of this month, the end of July. So a lot of things are happening. You can see why you most likely would do yourself good by having a certified financial planner professional on your side, looking not just at the market, but looking at trends, looking at taxes, looking at legacy. There's a lot to look at to get you to and through retirement. Stay tuned. We have a lot to talk about. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend. You know, Alfie has two beautiful offices, one in Fort Myers, one in Naples, to service you. And if you have not had a review in a long time, it's time to come in and get a review. Alfie does what's called the retirement simulator process that will put your portfolio through a deep dive, and it'll take a look inside to see how it's performing and to make sure that you're diversified properly, that you're not taking undue risk for the amount of return that you're getting each and every year, that you're allocated correctly. It's also going to uncover any hidden fees that may be robbing your returns each year. So you really need to sit down with him and maximize an income plan. If you don't have an income plan or a strategy, give Alfie a call, or better yet, text the word VISIT, VISIT, to 239-747-1077. Again, either call the operator or text the word VISIT to 239-747-1077, and you can meet with Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional with 40 years, that's 40, I know he doesn't look it, but 40 years experience in this industry. And Alfie, what should investors be doing right now? We're in the midst of an election year. We don't know who's going to win, even though the polls are, tipping towards Trump. We don't know what's going to happen. What should they be doing during these next couple of months?
We tell our clients to trust the process. And that means, we put a plan in place for them. And when we put that plan in place, we're looking at taxes. We're looking at which strategies where to take money from at different times. So if the market's going down, we're going to be taking money from an account that is not going down. So there's ways to take money, from different accounts that will preserve. You don't have to make up. Think about this. If the market goes down 5% and you're taking 5% out, that's 10% of that account that's going down. So you got to take out an account that's not going down. So I always say that investments planning is one thing, and then income planning is another thing. So if your advisor is not really specifying a great income plan, if they're just taking money from the whole account, that might be a signal to give us a call. Our money managers, we trust them. They're making the necessary adjustments and managing the risk in the portfolio. So they are, the portfolios that we use are actively managed. That means they do make changes, and that's what you want. And we want to look at how you're utilizing your cash, because there's a lot of cash. There's better places to have it just sitting there, like our structured notes that we talk about all the time. If you listen to us on 92.5, we tell you what the rate is every day, because it does change. And right now, the current rate is just a little bit over 8%. So if you can get an income guaranteed for 1 year at 8%, and it's really guaranteed for 21 months, but these notes typically get called after 1 year. And everything that I'm telling you, I have myself. So I'll show you how it works and why it works and what you're really giving up to get that kind of rate. But 8% is not too bad to have when the inflation is under 8%, which is good. So you want to fight inflation and make more than that. So we're going to talk about the markets right now. Now this is as of July 12th. So as of July 12th, John, look at some of these returns year to date. Now these are typically, the market did very good last year, but the S&P is at 18.6%. Mid caps are at a little over 9. Small caps are a little bit just at like 3.4. Again, the small caps are down because the fact that interest rates are up. So it costs more to invest in your business when interest rates are up, especially for these smaller companies. So this is a good time if interest rates start to go down, especially next year. This might be a sector that we would want to, or really where we'd want to put some assets into. One other thing I want to talk about is the Dow Jones has finally made a little bit of a comeback. They're up 7%, but that's as of July 12th. They had some big days up until that. NASDAQ is up 23. So you can tell, people that sat on the sideline, John, because they were concerned it was an election year. Typically, election years are up more than they're down.
Yeah, well, if you look at it, even the big three sectors that you're talking about, Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, are averaging over 10 years between 11 and 16%. you talk about it all the time, that basically the markets is the best wealth creation known to man. And if people would just stay in there and stay the course for the long haul, they're going to do very well, aren't they?
They're going to do very well. It's and a lot of people, they want to like time the market, get in and out, and it's really time in the market, not timing the market. So I'm going to talk about an article, John, that we read. Well, I read, and we want to go through this. And before we do that, I'm going to have you talk about what you wanted to talk to me about.
No, that was it.
About
you can go right.
Because we talked about this, and you're the opposite of what everybody's saying. And what we're going to talk about is pretty funny. It's not funny. It's serious. It's you have this money, and your kids are pretty young still.
Right.
Okay, let's say they're in their 20s and 30s and 40s. Okay. Is it, and you're in let's say you are in your 60s and 70s and you have a pretty good amount of money. Do you want to, and you have plenty of money for retirement, do you want to not give money to your kids now and wait till you die? This is a conversation we have with our clients also. And and really our next guest that we have, Jeff Lavender, that will be coming on next next segment after the next commercial. It's about travel. So we talk about spending some money. Time is short. Time is short, so you want to enjoy your life. But if you have excess monies and you want to start giving money to your kids so they can maybe pay off their home, that they can do it now, they can enjoy that money now, because especially right now with inflation the way it is, they're struggling.
Yeah. Well, are there advantages to, as far as I'm sure there's tax ramifications on both sides. I mean, what are the advantages and maybe disadvantages of doing that? Because like you said, if someone's in a position where they're, economically sound and they have that money that they're going to pass on anyway, what's the advantage of doing it now versus waiting till they pass?
Well, one of the advantages doing it now, great question, is that the life exemption right now, lifetime exemption right now is for husband and wife, mom and dad call it, is $26 million, which is very, very high.
Wow.
That could go down. That could go back down to, 10 million total very easily. So if that's the case, it'd be good to do some gifting now to get it while it's at that $26 million versus when if it goes down. So that's one of the reasons. But the main reason is if you can help your kids now, with some serious gifting to help them, if it's to help them pay off their bills, to get the credit card bills paid off, to help them pay off their house so they can not have to live paycheck to paycheck. Would they enjoy that money now more than, let's say, when you die in your 80s or 90s and they're in their 60s and they're already established at this point, they don't really need that money? It doesn't help them as much at that point.
Yeah.
So this is a conversation we have with our clients all the time. I'd like to get some feedback from you, and not just you, John, but our listeners, to see what your thoughts are. You can email us, or you can text us, you can call us, because there are strategies that we use here at the Advanced Retirement Group. And it's okay to be doing some gifting to your kids as long as you have the money. And what we would be doing is looking at your accounts to make sure that you have the money to do what we're talking about. If you have just a certain dollar amount and we look at your income, we look at what your living expenses are, that might be where, listen, you're going to have to use all your money to get you to and through retirement, and then your kids will get the balance. But there's some of our clients that have much more than they're going to ever need, and then there's some planning that we can do to help their kids enjoy that money and have them, you're able to look at and feel what you're doing versus wait until you die and you'll never see it.
Yeah. This is something that when you're dealing with a certified financial planner professional, Alfie covers all the angles and all the answers to questions that may be on your mind. This may be a question that you have, how do I gift this money? What are the tax ramifications? This is something that you may want to look into now instead of waiting until you pass and then pass your income down to your heirs. You may be able to do some of that money now, and it may be something that can be a blessing to your children. If you want to find out more about that, Alfie does have a website that you can ask questions through. And if you go to savingtheinvestor.com, you can give your comments or you can ask questions through that website very, very easily. But why not come into the office and sit down and talk with him and talk about these type of strategies that may be beneficial to you as an investor, as someone who has income that you want to pass down to your children, maybe even your children's children, your grandchildren for college and things like that. You need to sit down with a certified financial planner professional who has all these answers and has the experience of 40 years as a fiduciary. All you have to do is call the operator or text the word VISIT, V-I-S-I-T, to 239-747-1077. Again, that's 239-747-1077. You owe it to yourself to sit down with Southwest Florida's premier financial planner professional. Alfie's going to add value to your life because he has strategies and he's talking about things that I know your advisor or the people that you're dealing with aren't talking about. He's talking about a strategy where you can pass money down now while you're alive and see your children enjoy that. Why don't you find out more about that? Text the word VISIT or call the operator at 239-747-1077. Don't go away. We're going to have a special guest in the house, and we're going to talk about how you can enjoy your lifestyle in your retirement years through Travel Concierge. Stay tuned.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. You're listening to Saving the Investor radio show. Again, I am Alfie Townshend, Southwest Florida certified financial planner professional. We're going to have a great show today. It's going to be a little bit different, so you're going to want to stay tuned. We have Pastor John Antonucci. He's going to be my cohort here, and he's going to be giving you our number right now. Then I'm going to introduce you to someone you're not going to want to miss.
Yeah, don't want to miss these two segments, sharing about what is going to really enhance your life and maximize your retirement plan and your retirement strategies. But as always, give Alfie a call here at 239-747-1077. Alfie's come out with a brand new book called Making Waves in Retirement, and it's always in high demand. And we do have a complimentary copy that's awaiting you right now. To claim your free copy, all you have to do is call the operator, or even better, text the word book, B-O-O-K, to 239-747-1077. Again, you can claim Alfie's book absolutely free. Just call the operator, ask for it, or text the word book to 239-747-1077, and I know it'll be a blessing in your life.
John, thank you very much. And our special guest is Jeff Lavender from Travel Concierge, and we are I'm going to tell you a little bit about Jeff and how we met him. I have a real good friend that's happens to live in Orlando, and he introduced me to Jeff Lavender. And he's been using his services for quite some time. And so we did a survey for our clients, and it was a really pretty intensive survey. And one of the things that they wanted us to offer them, and of course the estate attorney and all that was there, and we got that for them. But they also wanted to see, because we asked them about this, and this travel concierge was such a high percentage of the questionnaire that we said, Jeff, you are hired. And Jeff is, he's going to talk about his company, what he does, and how he helps our clients, and how he can help you also. So he's been in the business many years, and he puts dream vacations together for our clients, and they just absolutely love them, and we love them. And I want to welcome you to the show, Jeff.
Thanks, Alfie, so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. So why don't you, talk a little bit about, we always talk about it, and you said it the best. You teach people how to, invest strategies, how to save money, guide money, but there's also a lifestyle goal too that's important to us also, where, you have what we were just talking not too long ago about, all this money, and people hoard this money a lot of times, and they don't know, they might take a cruise, they might, just, go visit their kids, and they call that a vacation. But there are dream vacations that they're not doing that they might be thinking about, but they don't know how to get started. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you do for our clients and clients around the country?
Sure, Alfie, be glad to. I've been listening to the first segment of show and just making some notes with regard to this whole idea of investment, protection, wisdom, deployment. We're very much in the same industry, even though I love the industry I'm in, which is, we always like to say, sending people on great vacations, helping them design that. We come at this from the perspective of travel is an investment as well. It's an investment in experiences, but your investment in experience needs to be carefully managed, monitored, thought through. And that's what we like to do with our clients. I would say 85% of our clients from across the country are in their retirement years. And everyone has a different level of the amount of money they can deploy on vacations and experiences. And so our perspective is very, very similar to wealth advisory perspectives. And that's why we like working with wealth advisory firms. We use a multi-year approach. I also like to say we're not transactional, we're relational. We get to know our clients in the same way you do. And I've gotten to know some of the wonderful ARG clients to understand what are their goals in retirement. How might they like to travel? What are some of their bucket list destinations they've thought about? How might they bring all of their family together in a multi-generational type of experience? Because again, if you think about it, you can keep your money safe, and you guys help them determine where to place it so that it generates the income they need or the capital growth that they need. We take the same approach of wisdom and say, okay, if you're thinking about a vacation to Europe, or you've had a long-term dream potentially for some exotic location like Antarctica, or whatever it might be, we work with clients and send them in every destination around the world. We sit down with them to understand everything about their desires, their wishes, their bucket lists. And we also like to take kind of a multi-year approach in the same way that a wealth advisor does. When I say it's a relation that we build with our clients, it's not a transaction. It's not like one vacation and then you come home and you think, what are we going to do next? And how do we do that? We actually work with clients 1, 2, and 3 years out, and work alongside you as their advisor to help them understand what they might have in terms of dollars to invest and deploy in travel investments. So that's kind of our approach in thinking about how we as expert advisors can bring all of this wisdom, all of our background, all of our skill to clients and how they can understand and experience the world. I'll also say we have a wonderful team at Travel Concierge. I think between all of us, and we have people deployed all over the United States that are part of Travel Concierge, we have hundreds of years of experience, but we've probably been everywhere. And it's that same type of thing. You show them how to wisely deploy dollars in investing. We show how to wisely deploy dollars in travel.
I love it. And we talk about, John and I talk about investments all the time. I talk about the investments. He talks about the questions that we're getting. But a lot of people, John and Jeff, they save. And and what we try to teach them here at the Advanced Retirement Group is to have not to have that scarcity mode, have the abundant thinking. And the abundant thinking is when you retire, you worked hard, you got up every day for many, many years. You probably worked for people you didn't want to work for some of those years, and you did a job, and now you're home. And a lot of people, when they retire, some of them travel and some of them stay home, and because they're afraid to travel, or they don't, they don't think they have that money. And our job is to show you do have that money. We do set up income plans. We do show them that, hey, you can take a $20,000 trip, a $50,000 trip, and not hurt yourself at all. So one of the questions what is one of the favorite trips that you put together for someone that you could share?
Oh my gosh, Alfie, that's a tough question.
I know it's a tough one, and it's not
an incredible question. I'm often asked the same thing, Jeff. Of all the places you've been in the world, what's your favorite? And my answer is always the same. It always is dependent about the people I'm with. It could have, I can dress that all up in the sense of, yes, we had a dinner for 12 in the Tuscan vineyards. 8 of us traveled on a safari in South Africa. And it's all about the people and the place. So I think you can take most any destination around the world. And if you match that up to what people have been dreaming with and dreaming about based on their interests, that's where the magic of travel comes together. We have a particular client who is huge into photography. His whole thing is to make sure that he goes in many destinations around the world and shoots his favorite photography, right? Takes pictures of all of his favorite animals. We have clients that want to become in their retirement more exploration oriented, I would say. And these days, expedition trips aren't Shackleford with snowshoes walking across, Antarctica, but they want to see these places that they've heard about and studied on maps. So I can't give you one particular answer about the best thing we've done for everybody, but I think probably 99% of every trip we put together for our clients has the magic element of it was their dream about where they wanted to go and who they wanted to be with and what they wanted to see and the memories that they would bring back. And if I could just say one more thing, has everyone noticed that within 10 minutes, generally, of any gathering of people that you're with, it could be a birthday party, it might be a wine party, it might be a family event, it might be at the office, within 10 minutes, people are talking about somewhere they've been or somewhere they're going. Travel is part of our DNA, this idea to explore and dream and think. And that's, again, our part, which is to listen carefully, understand all of the needs, requirements, and budgets, deploy that wisely, create amazing experiences that people will enjoy remembering for a very long time.
I love it, Jeff. We're gonna hold you over to the next segment because we're going to talk about some of the things that you do for our clients. Some of the destinations and some of the the cruise lines that you deal with, you partner with, because you don't partner with all of them. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So hold on, you're going to be back on. You're listening to Jeff Lavender, Travel Concierge, and we'll be back. But John wants to give you some more information.
Yeah, the Advantage Retirement Group has recently aligned with the Travel Concierge to provide his clients with access to exclusive premium, high-touch luxury travel experience. It's one of the benefits the Advantage Retirement Group will provide to ensure a holistic approach that helps you achieve your lifestyle goals. And if you want to learn about Travel Concierge, schedule a complimentary consultation, or you can request the latest issue of Virtuoso's beautiful glossy travel magazine. All you have to do is text the word travel, TRAVEL, to 239-747-1077. Call the operator and find out more about Travel Concierge, or text the word travel, TRAVEL, to 239-747-1077. I think you know how to spell the word travel. Take advantage of this opportunity to turn your investments into a lifetime of memories. To begin your journey, simply text the word travel to 239-747-1077. You also can request this beautiful glossy travel magazine. It's the latest issue of Virtuoso, by calling the operator or texting the word travel to that number. Once again, it's 239-747-1077. Don't wait to the end of the broadcast. Pick up your smart device, call the operator, or text that word travel right now, 239-747-1077. Stick around. We got a lot more to come. Don't go away. Welcome back to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend. Phone number is 239-747-1077. We're talking with Jeff about Travel Concierge and his latest his business ventures. All you have to do is text the word travel to 239-747-1077, and you can find out more about Travel Concierge.
Perfect. Now, Jeff, everyone heard from me in terms of why I chose to align with you. And look, when this is a big decision for us too at the Advantage Retirement Group, and I know it was, and that was you were very caring about that, and you said, listen, when you align with us, you're trusting us, and we're trusting you, and you came highly recommended, and we've love your services, but tell me a little bit, what sets you apart from all, the travel agents? When you hear travel agents, you think of, when I hear travel agents, I think of American Express. That was the old days, travel agent, you call them, or you saw in really strip malls, you saw travel agencies, but you're different. Can you explain a little bit about what you do and how you set yourself apart from everybody else?
Great question, Alfie. The travel agent, travel advisor, travel concierge industry is still alive and well across the United States. It's just that as the industry evolved, everyone generally went into home offices and work from home, but there's still many, many agents that are there across the country and serving clients in unique ways. What makes us different I think number one is our approach and working with wealth advisors, which is a specific niche that we have. We enjoy partnering with wealth advisors across the country for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. It's this longer term relationship. It's the trust that has existed that you have built with your clients. Because when you ask someone to manage their money, or when a client asks to manage their money, huge trust and relationship and wisdom go into them entrusting that with you. It's the same for us. We are not a transactional related organization. We are a relationship organization. The other thing that I would say that distinguishes us across, many agents have lots of experience. I probably, in all humility, would say there's probably no one that knows the travel industry better. I've been in this industry since I was 7. My first program that I put together was for our Boy Scout group. I took them to the zoo in Fresno, and it was the first package holiday that I ever put together, and sold it out. I think it was at $3 at that point in view, or that time. I've worked in probably most industries all over the globe. Every type of travel organization that there is, from suppliers to airlines to insurance companies, technology businesses, companies like Travelocity, TripAdvisor, and others at senior levels in the C-suite for there, and took all of that experience to create this very unique business, which we call Travel Concierge by Jeff Lavender. And again, our unique niche is work alongside wealth advisors, deepen our relationships with our clients. The other thing I would say that makes us a little bit different is our demographic of our clients, as I mentioned earlier, tends to be the retiree category. About 85% of our clients are wisely looking to spend that. And that takes a little different mentality in terms of how you approach a travel plan. And I think the other thing that we like to say, which is unique for us, is we take a multi-year approach. We like to sit down with our clients and actually plan out 2024, 2025, 2026, and even beyond, and work with them using interesting strategies. And your whole business, Alfie, is financial strategies. Our whole business is travel strategies, wise deployment of your resources in order to get all these travel experiences in your life.
I love it. And Jeff, I want to make everybody aware, when we do our show, and we'll have people call in and we'll explain to them, hey, we can help you or we can't help you, and we can't help everybody. And just in your case too, you're not trying to help everybody, because you can't help everybody. But who can you help and who can't you help?
Well, it's a great question. There's lots of wonderful travel products. We skew higher end. I can be as candid with that as I can. We serve an affluent client base. We don't represent all travel brands. I specifically chose probably the more exclusive travel brands in order to work with. That doesn't mean I don't like the other ones, but it just means, and why there's 4 reasons I work with the types of travel suppliers that we work with, which does skew up the price. Let's just be as careful with this as possible. I'm not the can you find it for me cheaper guy at all. I'm not the guy that probably says, can you help us just find a least expensive airfare from Fort Myers to Denver? As a trip gets more complicated and it's a different part of the world and there's more investment dollars required in order to do that, that's where we come in. But for example, let me give you an example. I don't recommend and don't actually sell or represent companies where cruise ships have more than 700 passengers. You can travel on Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas, which is 5,000, 8,000 passengers now. Great for some clients, not necessarily for ours. We like to work with those travel suppliers that bring extraordinary experiences that will resolve problems for us anywhere along the way. And oftentimes where I have a personal relationship with the C-suite of those organizations so that I can solve problems for our clients. So it's brands for us like Silver Sea Cruises, Regent, Lindblad Expedition, Classic Journeys, Rocky Mountaineer, some of the top hotel chains around the world. And we're also a member of an organization called Virtuoso. Virtuoso is the top organization for luxury travel advisors all over the world. There are many virtuoso agents. I'm delighted to be part of that organization. And so that, again, I think your folks listening to this will have a better understanding of where we can help them. It's not that we don't wish to, it's just that this is where we've chosen our niche to be, and also where I believe the best experiences and the best value are for the dollars that are spent.
Fantastic. You're listening to Jeff Lavender, and we're going to be right back with you. But Jeff, this is awesome.
Yeah, you're listening to Saving the Investor on 92.5 Fox News, and you can see how Alfie adds value to you beyond your investment strategies. Alfie doesn't market, time, stock pick, or track record invest. And if economic uncertainties have put your financial decisions on hold, you really need to get a hold of Alfie's free toolkit that will transform your worries of retirement into confidence. You know, inside Alfie's toolkit, it will give you a wide range of materials such as, will your money last as long as you do? Are you paying too much in taxes in retirement? If you can reduce your tax liability each and every year, you're going to put more money in your pocket, obviously. The Social Security Decisions Guide, when to take it, and will a recession or inflation rob you of your retirement? To get Alfie's free toolkit, simply call the operator and ask for it, or text the word KIT, K-I-T, to 239-747-1077. Text the word KIT, that's K-I-T, to 239-747-1077. It's time for a worry-free retirement. Call and get Alfie's toolkit today. Call the operator or text the word KIT to 239-747-1077.
Jeff, thank you. We're back with Jeff Lavender from Travel Concierge, and we use him at the Advanced Retirement Group to put beautiful packages together, trips together, memorable trips together for our clients. It's a pleasure to have him here on our show today. And Jeff, we just have a little bit of time. I know you deal with a lot of trains. You were telling me about these train trips seem amazing. Talk about the trains real quick, and then talk about and again, Jeff gets paid not by you; he gets paid by his partners on the trains, the hotels. So the cruise ships. So this is a win-win for everybody. But again, talk about trains. You got about 30 seconds.
Okay, very, very quickly. Two wonderful train journeys to consider. There's a wonderful company called the Rocky Mountaineer. They have one of the most epic and iconic rail trips through the Canadian Rockies. You can go anywhere from 2 to 6 days. Itineraries like Vancouver to Banff, Jasper, Lake Louise, and beyond. We actually have some groups traveling on that in 2025. The other thing is a company called Belmond, B-E-L-M-O-N-D. They're the wonderful company that own the Orient Express and have wonderful luxury train travel all over Europe to destinations that you would never have considered. Another iconic bucket list item. We can help you with either of those.
I love it. So see what you're dealing with, someone that can just raise your expectation of a trip that you never even thought of. We're talking about dream trips. Jeff, thank you so much. If you want to know more about Jeff Lavender, give us a call here at the Advanced Retirement Group, and we'll set you up with him. If you're, of course, a client of ours, this is what we do all the time. We have really webinars all the time about upcoming trips. Again, you're listening to Saving the Investor radio show. I am Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida, certified financial planner professional, and thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this segment.